All right, welcome back to March Madness. So today is day 2, and we are going to do the roll up. So this is an exercise we do lying down. We roll all the way from head to tail. Now, a mistake that a lot of people make is really crunching and shortening the front of the body. But I want you to think of when you're at the ocean, you see a big wave coming in and it has that big crest. There's like a hollowing effect. That's what we're looking to do for the body. This is an entire spinal movement up and an entire spinal movement down. Now, it is important to know in a classical studio, and if I had my raised mat here, there's actually a strap that you can position your lower legs in. So if you're just learning this, have a kid sit on your ankles, or if you have a weighted blanket, you could even do that. The other thing that can be helpful is if you were to hold a bar or even a towel to help the arm connection to the back. So let's do it. So as always though, we're always working with intention. So we don't just lay on the mat, we get organized, okay? We find our sit bones, we sit tall, we take a breath, and as we exhale, we roll down with control. You're breathing the whole time. Right about here, you might want to fall down. If you did, that's okay. Over time, we get that control to go slow. You'll notice I have a small little cushion under my head. I do have a bit of a forward head position from all the hours I spend on my computer, so you might want to consider doing that. Once you get down here, you might want to move the tissue of your glutes aside. Really feel your body on the mat. We don't want to have a giant space in our low back, just our natural low back arch. So let's take a second and just breathe deep into our center. And notice as you exhale, everything naturally sinks down, okay? Let's learn to trust our body instead of cueing everything. That's a big change in my world. So I'm gonna give you 2 options. We'd like to have the legs glued all the way together if we can, from the inner thighs to the feet. But if that puts tension in your back, it's okay to widen the legs. But I want you to reach through the heels, which is going to activate through your glutes. Pull your toes actively towards your shins. And then I want you to press the arms into the mat for just a second. Remember the 100 from yesterday? We started here as well. Now that's going to activate our upper back. We want to keep our upper back activated throughout the exercise, even as we go forward. Now float the arms up over the chest, okay? And then keeping the ribs down flat in the mat, reach somewhere behind you. If they start to lift, you've gone too far, all right? Now we're gonna inhale, bring the arms up over the shoulder, nod the chin. Exhale, curl the head, neck, and shoulders off the mat, looking towards the toes, looking towards the knees, reaching past our feet, pulling the rib cage back. Now I want you to imagine, before we go back to the mat, that your fingertips and your feet are going to reach in one direction. And as we exhale, we're going to pull our center away from our hands, away from our feet, so that we can find oppositional energy. Now I'm going super slow, because I am really focusing on the principle of control. Now, if that didn't work for you, maybe you choose to come up just into a half roll up, very similar to our 100 prep, and build your strength here. Your feet might want to lift off, and again, that's where you might choose to put a weighted blanket, have a kid lay on your legs. I've been known to do that. All right, and we're just going to be doing this, 5 to 8 repetitions. Really find your breath, okay? So inhale, and then exhale as you curl your body forward, hollowing the abdomen. Think of that beautiful Hawaiian wave that goes into the shore. This is as close as I got to any real waves this year. I love this exercise. Now, if you have tight hip flexors, tight hamstrings, or a tight low back, this just might not be possible for you. And instead, to build this up, you would focus on, this will be our last one, we'll reach to our toes, then we'll sit up. To build this one up, you would work on both your half roll up and your half roll down, which is the exercise that we learned in order to get down to the mat. Never focus on the full exercise. Focus on the activation, the breath, and the control of the movement, and you will progress so much farther. And keep in mind, the mat work is actually the most difficult because you don't have any help from the springs and it's just you and gravity. So you're doing well. Tomorrow we are going to come back and we are going to be into the roll over. So we've done the 100, we've done the roll up. Tomorrow we progress to the roll over.